The Chapter 3 ARG is finally happening with multiple new teasers, a new Chapter 3 location revealed, a ton of new secrets about the Playcare, and so much more. So if you didn't know, back in July, following the second teaser trailer for Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, we were given access to a brand new website titled PlaytimeCo.org that, when using, shows us a computer that belongs to Leith Pierre, which we then have been spending the past couple months breaking and unlocking different files. Not really too much success because the ARG wasn't quite ready yet. That is all the way until today, where out of absolutely nowhere, the developers made a tweet saying, "Employees, as a reminder, please consistently check your electronic mail while working safely and in complete obedience to the rules outlined in our orientation notebook. And above all, don't forget to have fun," with a poster of Mommy Longlegs simply saying the same thing. Now, this is of course an extremely interesting teaser because they actually reference the orientation notebook, which is a real book the devs are releasing later next year, so this already sets us up for some future lore updates then. However, what's most important is that they actually tell the employees to be checking their electronic mail regularly. And in theme, if we go to the Chapter 3 ARG computer, we can see that there is a brand new mail icon added here a few weeks ago that now, when clicking, shows us an email box with one new message from an unknown sender under the subject "by the picking of my thumbs" that reads, "Looking for something? We'll tell you a secret if you could prove you are willing to pay attention," and two more new files attached in the email. And the two new files shown in question read out a phone archive conversation between the participants Joel Sinclair, a head counselor at the factory, and Thomas Clark, an on-site pediatrician who, suspiciously enough, was the same person who eventually got cancer and volunteered to become the Braun doll in the restricted restoration VHS tape a while back. And the call from Thomas and Joel, with Thomas's messages all blanked out, reads, "Thomas, we need to talk. I'm still trying to piece everything together. Do you have an update on Theodore? Last I heard, they were loading him into an ambulance. That was about half an hour ago, I think." Then he responded with something blank, with Joel stating, "I guess that's something. Do, we have any idea on what happened to him?" Thomas responded, "My goodness, that poor kid. I saw the burns as they were wheeling him out, but nobody knew what was going on. Something about him sneaking out of Home Sweet Home, which I guess is a new location in the Playcare or something that we haven't seen yet." Thomas again responds with something blanked out, where Joel oddly says, "He's 7. How would he know what to do with it in the first place?" And over in the next page, she continues, "Are you suggesting what I think you are?" Given a blank response. "I don't know. He's always been a bit odd. Hard to get a read on. But that," another blank response. Okay, that's strange. I hadn't heard about all of that." More blanks from Thomas. Maybe you're right. Either way, I'm just glad security stepped in to get things under control." A smaller, short, blanked response from Thomas. "Not a clue. I don't want to know, to be honest. It's sure not going into my briefing for the rest of the Playcare staff this morning. Speaking of which, I should probably go. It's crafts day today, and I'm gonna need a few good minutes to put my happy face back on for the kids. If you do get any more info on Theodore's condition, will you let me know?" And finally, after another blank response, "Thanks, Thomas. I'll check in with you around lunch." So this is a massive call conversation with this random counselor Joel, who we haven't seen in the game before, and Thomas Clark, who is apparently a pediatrician in Playtime Co, meaning they had a full-blown hospital of some sorts inside of it, where they were taking care of the children in the factory. And more specifically, they were talking about a new little boy named Theodore, who had some type of incident happen in an area that was titled Home Sweet Home, most likely a location in the Playcare that we will presumably get to play in, which will be super cool, somehow leading him to being in the hospital under Thomas's care, which is extremely odd to say the least. And we can even see them mentioning burn marks and stuff of these sorts, suggesting there might have even been some type of fire started here as well. So clearly, while obviously the Playcare is described to us as a nice and friendly place, obviously there are things going on behind the scenes that we didn't ever know about and that they aren't telling us. And with this new document being given to us, the ARG computer updated once again in the File Explorer, giving us a folder titled Confidential Reports that, when clicking, was password locked, as you could expect. However, going back into the email we were given earlier, if you look at some of the blanked out text and brighten the image up a bit, a new secret message appears in the writing reading "Monstrous in Vivo," which very roughly translates translates from Latin to I live monstrous. And when using this password on the page, we are then met with a brand new document showing a photo of an email that reads, update regarding the death of blank. Playtime Co staff employee number blank. See also accompanying police report. The coroner's report determined the cause of death to be multiple abdominal puncture wounds, resulting in catastrophic and fatal loss of blood. I've also been told that he had likely been dead for several weeks before anyone found him. Before you ask, no, details about that remain between you, me, and blank. All that said, we can't be passive here. How do you want to handle this, Leith? Head of security. So this appears to be a message to Leith from somebody claiming to be the head of security, asking about the death of a certain male employee. And furthermore, the death had something to do with abdominal puncture wounds, and the body was left for several weeks without anybody ever finding it, suggesting it was most likely attacked by one of the toys in the factory. And as for who this employee is specifically, to be honest, we don't really know for now. However, I do have a hunch it could be the counselor Joe Sinclair from the last document, because we could see that they were very concerned and investigative when it came to the child who got mysteriously hurt in the factory and was persistent about wanting updates on his health. And since we know Playtime Co is far from the most kid-friendly company, in fact they use the kids to experiment on, I wonder if this could have been Joel who was killed, since Playtime Co is known for taking out employees who they deem as a risk to the security of the monster secrets. Furthermore though, if you actually take this death message and stretch it by a ton, you can actually see at the bottom there is a flipped message that appears to read Nephilim, which would actually be a reference to the Bible, another religious theme, defined as a group of mysterious beings or people of unusually large size and strength who lived both before and after the flood, which is another extremely odd reference to religion that we have seen in all of the trailers and teasers thus far, but you can take from that what you will for now. However, looking at all of these documents, what exactly do they mean for the ARG and the future? Because as of today's update, nobody has figured out what to do with these yet. Well, if you didn't know, on the day this video releases, Project Playtime's Phase 3 update is supposed to be releasing. An update adding new maps, skins, and game changes to their spin-off title. And in the past two phases, each time they have updated the screening room to give us new VHS tapes that have told the story of a mysterious creature talking to us through said tapes, who in the first tape asked for our help with stopping the Bigger Bodies initiative, and in the second time sent us a phone device saying that we will receive a call from them later. Which is super interesting when you remember in the email we got from an unnamed source, we were literally given transcripts from a phone conversation, making me wonder if the sender of this email could be the same people who sent us the phone in Phase 2. And furthermore, if this is true, we could probably expect a third VHS tape to show up in Project Playtime with the update, which will most likely talk more about the phone and the phone transcripts we were given, giving me the theory and idea that once the phase ends up releasing, we will be given some more clues onto the ARG, as we are still currently waiting for an update on what this all means in the coming hours. In the meantime, I'll probably live stream whenever Phase 3 ends up coming out, so make sure to check that out and comment down below what you think is gonna happen. Subscribe, guys, and peace out.